Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 65 of Daisy Knits. I will tell you now that I have recorded this a few times and I have fumbled and I have stumbled. I've told you wrong things, the doorbell's gone off, so we're going to try this and hopefully I'll get it in a clean shot. So, I have two FOs to show you, socks and a blanket. I have one project to show you. I will say this is a day earlier than normal because I leave tomorrow. So, fair warning there too. A little bit early. So, I will start with my socks. They are finished. Can you see those? These are some vanilla socks, just my typical vanilla sock pattern. A German short row heel. I use Susan B. Anderson's SOS toe decrease. They are done. I got a pair of finished socks. Actually, this is more true to color than over here is. I don't know why, but this is true to color, according to this little screen that I'm seeing. So, size 1 needles, dewy sock yarn, our Screaming Green colorway. That's the pertinent details there. Vanilla socks. I have not worn them yet because I was waiting to show them. The other thing I went ahead and decided I was finished on was my scrap blanket. I started this as a granny square from a magic cake that was made of all different mini skeins that I had accumulated, been blessed with, and owned. After I showed you last week, I had finished, and I think I was somewhere out here with the magic cake. I did stash dive and I pulled out some of my bigger balls, pulled out some of my skeins, partial skeins and things like that from socks, because usually I'll have 20, 30, even sometimes as much as 40 grams left over from a pair of socks for me. And I use that out here. And I did the last probably 5 rounds of this blanket with some of those bigger ones. I have already had to repo this once out of a kid's room. So, they have one. They got one at Christmas time. They're stealing this one too. They want all the blankets. So, that's what I have, and that is just, like I said, scrap yarn. I did weigh the blanket, and it's 273 or 76. I don't remember. 270 something grams, which means by my estimation, that's at least 1,000 yards, which I'm super proud of because that's 1,000 yards not sitting in my stash waiting to find its love. So, these were the two projects. The other project I have on my needles was my test knit, and that's on hold. Josh is having some design questions and issues, so that's on hold right now. So yesterday I went stash diving because yesterday was Valentine's Day, and this year we're being very mindful with our purchases because we have a big trip coming, and so we're being much more mindful this year about where we're spending our money. And we decided not to do Valentine's Day presents, nothing big or anything like that. And so I felt bad because I had stuff for the kids and I had nothing for hubby. So I went stash diving and I found this skein of yarn that he picked out back in October, and it had been sitting. And I was like, I have a lot of yarn that I could be doing something with. I need to be doing more with what I have this year so I can be mindful, but also still have presents, because I like to give my family presents. So, this is his yarn. He picked it out from a show. He stared at it all day that we were at the show, and at the end of the day, I went and picked it up for him. I'm not even going to try it. I think it's Allegra. That's the yarn. Melvin's the colorway. For him, he likes his socks toe up. He likes the leg as long as he can get it, and no ribbing. He doesn't like patterning on the foot at all. He doesn't like anything on the ankle. So they're just plain vanilla socks. I am doing these 2 at a time, so I'm pulling from the inside and the outside of the ball. But look what they're doing. These things crack me up. Can you see? So I have like crazy striping here, and I have spiral pulling here. They crack me up. I got a little flash right there, but I'm kind of interested. I did show them to him last night, and I said, are you okay with how it's working up? And he said he was fine with it, so we're going to keep going. I am not quite halfway up his foot. He wears a size 12 shoe. These are going to be my retreat knitting this weekend because, you know, gotta have something in it on this weekend for a knitting weekend, right? The other thing is, last night I was kind of browsing through some patterns and stuff. Do y'all have this? You browse through patterns and then you dream about knitting? I had that last night, and so I had a design idea. I woke up with a very specific design idea in my brain this morning, and I am going to swatch for that in a little bit, and that's probably going to travel with me this weekend too if my swatch talks to me nicely. That's the theory. So that's everything I have going right now. No master knitter work really happened that I can show you. I did a little bit of reading, but nothing I can show you. So that's there. No spinning happened, although I did pull out my drop spindle and I played with that a little. At the pipeline retreat this weekend, I am helping Sarah do a drop spindling class. So I'm a little nervous. I've never done a drop spindling class before. That'll be fun. And that's our week. If you are at the knitting retreat, if you're at the pipeline retreat, come say hi. The shop will be there on Saturday. Otherwise, I think I'll see you next week. I hope you have a great week. See ya.